Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Now, the Nashville tragedy just happened recently. And while I would love to talk about how a lot of the details don't really add up surrounding what happened, but if you haven't seen my video on what they don't want you to know about the Nashville tragedy, go watch that for a deeper breakdown on what's really going on and why the media is treating this case as if the killer is the victim. But I don't want to focus on that today. I want to focus on this article right here. Call it fate or God. Hero cop who stopped Nashville shooter details the confrontation. So there was a couple of cops. Well, there was more than a couple of cops involved. But these are the two cops that were at the forefront that stopped this tragedy from going any further. This is Rex Engelbert on the left and Max Collazo on the right. These are two officers, two first responders that showed up to the scene and without a moment's hesitation entered the building and stopped this tragedy within a minute. I mean, it was so fast, and they saved many lives. And they are heroes. And they detail those final moments. And I want to check out those details of the final moments and show you why it's so important that we have heroes like this that are willing to risk their lives to save yours. Now let's check out some of these details of the final moments of the Nashville tragedy. Hey, I just want to say real quick, we got some of our new merch out right now. This is one of my favorite shirts, Read the Bible. If you want to support this channel, you can check out the link below. It says shop our merch. Hey, would you mind hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community with us? I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button, you know, when you like this video, YouTube will push it out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. The Nashville police officers, who have been widely held as heroes after promptly ending the mass shooting at a private Christian school that left 6 people dead, are crediting their training for their swift response. Detective Michael Collazo and Officer Rex Engelbert of the Metro Nashville Police Department fired the fatal shots, getting 28-year-old Audrey Hale after she opened fire at the Covenant School on March 27th. The officers killed Hale, who self-identified as male, about 14 minutes after the initial 911 call was received. Collazo and Engelbert were joined by Detective Sergeant Jeff Mathis of the press conference Tuesday, in which they offered condolences to the families of victims Evelyn Dykehouse, Mike Hill, William Kinney, Catherine Kuntz, Cynthia Peak, and Haley Scruggs. Engelbert, who first fired the fatal shots at the shooter, said he was en route to the Metro Police Academy to complete some administrative tasks when he heard a call that prompted him to go to the Covenant School. "I couldn't get there fast enough," Engelbert said. "I really had no business being where I was," he added. "You can call it fate or God or whatever you want. I can't count on my hands the irregularities that put me in that position when the call for service went out for an active, deadly aggressor at a school." So one thing that he says in his press conference is that he was feeling tired. He wasn't feeling very well. So he just wanted to go back to the administrative office and get some work done there. And so it put him in that position when in reality there never would have been a chance that he would have been anywhere near there otherwise. Now he says you can call it fate or God. Well, check out what Ephesians chapter 1 has to say in verse 11. "In him we have obtained an inheritance, having been predestined according to the purpose of him who works all things according to the counsel of his will." There's no such thing as chance or fate in the worldly sense. God is sovereign and is in control of all things. Engelbert teamed up with Mathis and others when he arrived on the scene and heard gunshots. Upon entering the school through shot-out glass doors, Collazo witnessed custodian Hill lying on the floor. As he recounted, although he communicated the information about Hill over the radio, Collazo realized he needed to keep moving. with other officers, Collazo proceeded to clear the rooms on the first floor as they began to hear gunshots. Now, that's got to be tough. Think about that. Entering this building and seeing wounded people, knowing that you have to continue, you have to press forward. The willpower and the absolute determination it takes to not stop and want to help that person lying on the ground. In one sense, you want to say just stop and help them, but they have to eliminate the threat. Otherwise, that won't be the only person lying on the floor wounded. And in fact, there were 6 lives that were taken by that monster, and there could have been who knows how many more if the response from these officers wasn't so just incredibly done. Collazo and his team managed to bypass a locked door, enabling them to reach the second floor. As they hurried toward the sound of gunfire, they encountered another victim, whom they rushed past. Collazo noted that Engelbert took the lead without any hesitation as they advanced towards the shooter. After neutralizing the shooter, their focus shifted to other objectives. It clicked for every officer that was on the scene that it was time to start trying to render aid to the victims and trying to evacuate the school. Approximately 200 officers reached the scene, many entering the school as they cleared room after room, while many others supported their efforts. Nashville Police Chief John Drake said some officers responded so quickly that they weren't able to put on ballistic gear to keep themselves safe. There's officers without head coverings. There's officers without sufficient gear to keep themselves safe, yet they're still putting their bodies in the way of this shooter to try to keep others safe. Those officers immediately went in, Drake said. They just wanted to save the kids. Now, thankfully, the teachers had just gone through an active aggressor training recently, Drake said. Their efforts also saved lives. They knew how to have kids on the wall, away from the windows, out of the hallways, where we could have had a lot more casualties. They were able to protect these kids as well. And thank God for that. Another thing that could have stopped this quite a bit sooner is to have actively trained teachers that are caring and able to neutralize the threat. But you know what? That's so political, to save lives. These 2 men were heroes that day. Praise God for men like this that are willing to put their lives on the line to protect us. And in this country, we have taken that for granted. These men are heroes, and thank God that they were there. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts on hearing some of these last moments during the Nashville tragedy. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community, I'd love to hear from you on a regular basis. And also hit that thumbs up button. When you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.